As we speak, a lot of things are happening in the football world, especially in the transfer market world. Today in the video, we will have a lot of done deals to announce. Not only transfer market, of course, but also what happened on the field yesterday between Middlesbrough and Chelsea. Apparently, Pochettino said that he was extremely happy with the performance of yesterday. Let's see what the score will be. We'll also speak about the shock of Titan between Inter and Juve and the huge problems of Napoli that is about to lose the locker room. We'll speak about the Supercoppa between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, and much more. So if you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like, continue to subscribe, and as always, share this channel, this video, with all your family and friends that are loving football. My name is Giuseppe, and together we will cover football. We start with the first news that it's not a beautiful news, but we have to speak about it because we are a channel that is speaking about football, and we go with the first title of Sportbild, a German paper that is saying Der grootste aller Zeiten, the greatest of all time. On the 7th of January, unfortunately, Franz Beckenbauer passed away. The biggest of all time, or the greatest of all time, the GOAT. I am not sure if he was the GOAT of the football world, but I can say that probably he was the GOAT of German football, but that's not even important. Franz Beckenbauer wrote a lot of pages of football world, and he will always be remembered, especially with that iconic image of him entering a World Cup game with his arm and shoulder in a bandage. Fantastic, beautiful images. He changed football in Germany and probably also in the world. So rest in peace once again, Franz Beckenbauer. We stay in the Bayern Munich world because they lost something. They lost the battle to sign Radu Dragusin because he will go to Tottenham. We'll come back on that, and instead they are asking to Tottenham now, yes, you won that battle, but give us the player that we were looking for, that is now becoming, after losing Dragusin, our top priority. Of course, we are speaking about Eric Dyer. That looks like they already have a verbal agreement, and he could go there for a €4 million deal. A contract until 2025 with a bonus year that it will be possible to sign, to extend his contract until 2026. Who is winning there? Well, I can guarantee you, watching and knowing Dragusin, that they have a young player that has a lot of potential to grow even more. Tottenham, that a few days ago said, we are not sure if we will reinforce ourselves in the winter market. Well, they announced a few days ago Timo Werner, that is extremely happy of the challenge and the chance that he's receiving to play with Tottenham, already saying that he loves the style of playing of Spurs and saying, I will feel extremely well in that. Well, he has to show it on the field, doing better than his first journey in Premier League with Chelsea. But on the other side, they don't stop, because I already told you they won the battle for the Romanian young player from Genoa, Radu Dragusin. Done deal. Here we go. Like Fabrizio Romano is saying, he's going to Tottenham. €25 million fixed fee plus €5 million add-on, that this time, because they raised their offer, will be extremely easy to reach. And on top of that, they are also loaning out a young player to Genoa. We are speaking about Judge Spence. There is even a possibility for Genoa to sign him permanently, because there is a €10 million option. Not mandatory, so let's see what will happen. Let's see if he will have also the same impact as the young Romanian player when he started with Genoa, but this is something that we will have to follow. A Tottenham Hotspur that is starting to look more and more and more like a Juventus. Why? Because after Cristian Romero, Dejan Kulusevski and Rodrigo Bentancur, now it's the fourth ex-Juve player that will join them. Will they look more and more like an old lady? I have no idea. On the other side, if Bayern Munich are looking for their first reinforcement, Dortmund is not waiting, because they are about to announce Madsen as a reinforcement, Sahin, but on top of that, today, and it's official now, they also have the welcome back of Jadon Sancho. He will be there until the end of the season, paid a lot still by Manchester United, like today we are reading in the English papers, 100k per week to go away. So a lot will be paid by United to actually make sure that he's leaving. But pay attention, Erik ten Hag, with all the respect, don't celebrate too much, because at the end of the season he will be back. And that's the big title in Star Sport, I will be back, because there is no way that Dortmund BVB will try to sign him permanently. They have no option to buy, and I think they don't have the money to do it. On the other side, there is another player that now is extremely happy because he was pushing to leave Argentina. We are speaking about Valentin Barco, that is going to Brighton, and De Zerbi will be extremely happy. And I believe also the fans of EPL will be extremely happy because it's a player that can do extremely well. He's born in 2004, super young, but it's a player with a lot of talent. He's happy. Brighton was obliged to go for the release clause of $10 million, but I can guarantee you that nobody will regret it. Now, there is a team that is not reinforcing themselves on the winter market. Do they really need it? If you are listening to the words of his coach, Pochettino, that said, the performance was good today. Middlesbrough, Chelsea, I am convinced, reading the words and listening to the words of the coach, the manager, that they won in Carabao Cup in the semi-final, and that there is no way that Middlesbrough will be able at the end of January to come back. Well, actually, if you're looking at the papers, if you're looking at the game, if you know the result, Middlesbrough, they won 1-0 yesterday, hacked off. Boro dare to dream as fans turn on blues. What had happened yesterday? Well, they won 1-0. The team that is playing in championship, and they are not even doing that well because they are at the moment 12th with 38 goals scored, 39 conceded, while Chelsea was not even able to score one single goal. I am not sure if Pochettino understood how his team was playing. I am not sure if he knew that they lost. Well, anyway, it is not over in the Carabao Cup because there will be the return game at the end of January, and let's see who will go and join probably Liverpool in a big final. Well, of course, I think that on the channel here, a lot are dreaming to see that small team, Middlesbrough, that at the time was playing with a big, huge Italian player, Fabrizio Ravanelli. Let's see if they will go for their dream. A championship team going to the final. It's always beautiful. Anyway, L'Equipe is continuing to dream, or at least not L'Equipe, but Nasser Al-Khelaifi. Middlesbrough is dreaming to go to the final. Well, he's dreaming to continue to extend year after year after year after year. Kylian Mbappé, c'est un homme de parole, he said yesterday. It is a man of word. He is extremely sure and convinced that verbal agreement that he will not reveal between him and the French captain, he's sure that they will continue. He said it yesterday. At the moment, Kylian is absolutely not my top priority worry. Absolutely not. I am extremely confident that we continue in the future. The best club for him is Paris Saint-Germain, so I am absolutely not worried. On the other side, L'Equipe is asking themselves, because they are saying, we think that Kylian is dreaming about something else. He's attempted to go in somewhere else. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal, another team of the world, I have no idea. So we know it. Every single day we will speak about the Kylian Mbappé saga until he signs an extension with Paris Saint-Germain for the 5 next year, which is, I believe, not planned at the moment. In Italy, it's a big problem because not only there is that big fight between Inter and Juve without Napoli, but Napoli is collapsing in all the possible way. Minus 22 points. It's the negative record of Napoli if you compare the title holders versus the new season. They lost 22 points versus the season before. It's a total disaster. They lost their coach, they lost their sporting director, they lost their center back that went to Bayern Munich, and they are about to lose the locker room as well. With the agent of Kvaratskhelia that yesterday on Georgian television said, Napoli, my player that is playing for my agency, Kvaratskhelia, deserves better. He's one of the 3 best players of the world. I have no idea who is referring to the first and the second, but he says that his player, Kvara, is one of the top 3 of the world, and that every single big club is ready to sign a player like him. He already received a lot of calls, but he's not sure if Napoli president De Laurentiis would let him go because he has a contract until 2027 where he's earning really cheap money. Not enough for him, and he is absolutely not happy. Kvara is dreaming about clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, but he's not sure if they will be able to release him, yes or no, before. So it will be a big one, but that's not the only thing that he said, because he also spoke about Osimhen, the other player from Napoli that in the beginning of the season has seen his contract extended and also a pay rise until and up to 10 million euro per year. He's not happy with the big differences. Adding on top of that, we don't understand it because it's a player that is not even loyal. At the end of the season, he will probably go to Saudi Arabia. Osimhen, he heard it from the African Cup that will start really soon this weekend, and he answered via Instagram insulting the agent of Kvara with really words that you can read here that I will not repeat too much on the channel because I don't want the channel to be banned after reaching at least 10,000 subscribers. But then you had also the agent of Osimhen that spoke in a bit better way, a bit more polite way, but still using big words, saying the alleged words of agent of Kvara are really bad, superficial and unacceptable, because these words are creating problem for my player with Napoli fans without any reason or real of the reality. And you know what they are losing on top of locker room coach? Also some targets on the transfer market, because they try to go and ask Manu Kone from Borussia Mönchengladbach, the midfielder, to join Napoli already now in the winter, where apparently he said no thank you. I want to wait, because I want to wait for a club that is following me since a few months now, and we are speaking about the old lady, about La Vecchia Signora Juventus, which he really would love to go there in the summer. Will it happen or not? I don't know. It also depends if Juventus will be able to go to that top 4. That is at the moment nearly achieved, because they have plus 14 points over the 5th in ranking of Serie A. Scossa Scudetto, earthquake Scudetto, with Inter that already signed their first player, Buchanan from Canada, but now they are also answering Juventus, not only with the player Kenan Yildiz that will receive more and more minutes after the magic that he showed in the last 3-4 games, but also signing a player, beating Inter, a player that had an agreement with the Nerazzurri. We are speaking about Diallo from Lille, that is coming back from an ACL, but instead of waiting until the end of the season to go for free with the Nerazzurri, he will go immediately, already next week, with the Bianconeri, with Dean Huijsen that went to Roma, so a bit more space for a player that from the moment that he will be healthy will start to play with the black and whites. But it is a big duel on top there, with Inter 48 points after the first round, Juve 46. L'uomo Scudetto, according to Corriere dello Sport, is not the man of the Scudetto, is not Lautaro Martinez, is not Dusan Vlahovic, but it's that man here that you see below of Corriere dello Sport. They are speaking about Max Allegri, with a percentage of victory that is reaching 66.2, which is a lot. Not only the Scudetto fight, but also Coppa Italia, with today the semi-final that will be played between Lazio and Roma for the Cup, Il Romanista. And today the young kid Huijsen that I already told you about on this channel, he will be a starter. His very first start with the big professionals will be a big one for Dean, but also another game will be played. We are speaking about Milan against Atalanta in Coppa Italia, with Pioli that is looking for the other Milan. Even if the latest result of Milan are much better than a few weeks ago, he's also looking for answer, because they also want to go into the final. Bonucci, apparently it's a done deal now. He's traveling to Turkey because he's about to sign for 6 months with Fenerbahce, another player that is not reaching and going back to Serie A, but trying 6 months in another country after flopping in Bundesliga with Union Berlin. But today, important big game at 8 p.m. Spanish time, Italian time, or whatever, because there will be the big game in Supercopa, the semi-final between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, a derby in Saudi Arabia with big players on the field, Bellingham, Morata, Griezmann. It will be huge and big. The coaches answering in two total different ways, because Carlo Ancelotti is not happy. He said, I don't like to play that many times against Atletico Madrid, while Simeone is answering, playing against Madrid is something that makes me enthusiasm and it creates expectations. So big game there today to understand who will play there in the final against or Barcelona or Osasuna. And then we finish with the young kid, because you know it on the channel, we are always having an eye for these young upcoming talents. We are speaking about David Otorbi, that is a young player from Valencia that made his debut, the youngest player ever for Valencia, 16 years old. Niño Bueno, good kid. Good kid is the word on Super Deporte, Super Sport. That's the title of the Spanish paper that is speaking a lot about Valencia. This was it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you didn't yet, maximum of like, continue to subscribe. My name is Giuseppe, and as always, we covered football.